Hey guys, so as you know, I went to African Village and I had Doro Wat, and as soon as I tasted it, I was like, yo, I'm going to recreate this at home. So I went to HEB and I grabbed a couple things from HEB, but they didn't have everything, right? So I was able to get some chicken broth. We also got ghee. Now, on the ghee, it actually calls for like a clarified butter, but I could not find that and I didn't want to make it. So it said that ghee was a good substitute, so I did that. I was also able to get some garlic and some ginger, of course the red onions, and then of course eggs. Now, another thing that I could not make, I didn't want to try, was the injera. I just bought this from the restaurant. And then the things that we had to go to the Salam food mart for was the main ingredient, which was the berry. And then also, I got the nita, but you don't actually put this in the Doro Wat. This you can put on top of it at the end in case you want something kind of spicy. And then we also got the mikelisha, which had a different thing of like blended spices in it. So all I actually did was just ground this into my bullet to create like the little actual seasoning for it. Alright guys, so we are in the process of putting our Doro Wat together, and I have about 6 chicken legs that I cleaned. I took the skin off, I trimmed the fat off of it. I absolutely think that the chicken looks weird like this, but it's okay, right? Because it's going to be delicious in the meal. And so prior to this, I went ahead and I prepped everything for the Doro Wat stew sauce. So I'm going to just drop the chicken into the sauce and I'm going to let that go for 45 minutes. So we got our chicken legs here that are already cleaned. And all I'm going to do is just drop it into the Doro Wat sauce, and that is going to cook for 45 minutes. It's interesting to me that they do not brown the chicken. You know, the Black American urge, I had to maybe pan-sear the chicken first to give it a little color and then drop it in the sauce. But I'm like, they don't brown the chicken, they don't season it first. But the stew actually does have a lot of flavor, so I can understand not seasoning the chicken. But I believe when I make this again, I might just brown the chicken just a little bit, just to see if it gives it like a little different flavor appeal, I guess you could say, to the stew. Alright y'all, so like most people, one of my favorite parts, or probably my favorite part of Doro Wat, is the boiled egg. I don't know what it is, it's just something about the egg and like the way that stew tastes with it. So all they do is they peel the egg and they'll put little slits in it. So that way in the last 10 minutes when the egg is in the pot with the stew, it'll actually penetrate the flavor. I'll make sure I got all the shells off for y'all. And so all they do, take a knife, quick little stab. I'm gonna stab it in 3 places, and then that's it. So I will continue to peel the rest of my eggs, and then I will drop them into the stew in about 10 more minutes. I think we got about 20 minutes left of the stew cooking. I'm gonna make is the little salad that is usually served with the Doro Wat. Now, I cannot quite figure out what the dressing is that they put on the little salad, but it's really delicious. My guess is it might just be like a little lemon juice, some salt and pepper. I'm going to take a different route when I do this, and I'm actually going to use this lemon herb vinaigrette that I found in HEB. Just a little bit, because this is a little sweet, and that salad with the Doro Wat is normally not like sweet. So I'm gonna just put just a little bit of this on there with some salt and pepper. We'll just cut up our tomato, and then now we're getting ready to plate the whole meal together. Alright y'all, so while the chicken is going, I want to talk to you guys about the injera. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not a professional chef, right? I'm just a little regular smuggler home cook, and I looked up the recipe on how to make this, and my skills are just not there yet. So I'm not the best baker in the world. Not that you actually have to bake this, because what you do is it's like fermented for a couple of days. And I struggled making cinnamon rolls, so I knew I was not gonna be able to make this. So the good thing about it is you can go to your local Ethiopian restaurant, and they usually are probably charging you about $2 per slice, I guess, per se, if you want to say it that way. And so this has like a sourdough taste to it. And if I'm being honest, this is actually what turned me off to Ethiopian food the very first time that I had it. I'm not a very big sourdough eater, so I tasted it by itself and I was like, I do not like that. But now, you know, my palate has kind of advanced a little bit, I guess you could say, and I do actually enjoy the taste of this, and it's even better when you actually eat it with like the food that the culture has. So I'm excited to go ahead and plate this up and take the first bite. Now, alright guys, so it is time for our official taste test. So I am just gonna scoop out a chicken leg, and again, the stew is my favorite part, so I want to make sure I have a lot of stew with mine. I'm gonna steal me a little egg because I'm excited about the egg. And then again, we're gonna just take our little salad, and just right on the corner, I'm just gonna drop in some lettuce, tomatoes, toss in my little vinaigrette, I forgot the salt and pepper. Some salt and pepper. And then Doro Wat at home. It honestly tasted really close to the restaurant. Like, I ain't gonna try to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying, it's not a really hard dish to make. It's just a little time consuming, but it's actually really delicious. So I'm gonna bid y'all farewell until the next episode, and I'm about to dig into this plate.